Hello there, welcome to Strife Talking Points. I will just hit top stories, and this is the first thing that popped up. Nearly two-thirds of voters think Trump committed crimes before taking office, poll finds. Of course, I click on it, go to the USA Today. Nearly two-thirds of voters think Trump committed crimes before taking office, poll finds. What crimes? Unspecified. Trump's former attorney and fixer Michael Cohen, already convinced of lying to Congress, went back to Congress and probably lied some more when he accused Trump of being part of a criminal conspiracy. So it's basically pot calling kettle black. He's saying Trump did bad stuff, I did bad stuff, I lied to Congress, and I want Trump to be in trouble too. However, just 44% of respondents believe Cohen told the truth. So 66% of people believe Cohen was lying in his testimony, but you have to frame it positive to your narrative spin. This is what I hate about most news. But half of them said they believe Cohen over Trump. 58% said Congress should do more to investigate Cohen's allegations, other than the current investigations that are going on. Congress should pass laws. Congress should help govern the country, not investigate everything that happens in the nation. Okay. When two-thirds of voters think you've committed a crime in your past life, almost half of voters say it's a toss-up over whether you committed a crime while in Oval Office. Now, if you watch any news, if you've ever watched any of my shows, you know that 99% of all media out there is completely nuts over what's going on in the country. But this is all from the Quinn Atlantic poll. 64% of American voters believe Trump committed crimes before assuming the office. So I started flipping through, read this, went through this. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Donald Trump is handling his job as president? Approve, 38%. Disapprove, 55%. This goes back to, if you look at major headlines, Donald Trump is the most awful, horrible human being ever on ABC, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, Vox, Vice. There's there's over a dozen major news organizations who just constantly throw this at you. And yet, his disapproval rating is still at 55. You're seeing this whole idea of it drop. Democrats, 93%. You kind of go through these, and you can go link to this store and find it. It's pretty easy just to hit Google News and pop it up. And they basically ask, do you disapprove of the way Republicans are handling it? Do you disapprove of the way Republicans? Do you approve or disapprove? 74%, 59%. People don't like the government in this country. They really don't. Do you think Trump was honest? I would say no. Yes, no. That seems about right. Would you say Donald Trump has good leadership skills? Republicans say yes. Dems say no. Of course. Party lines. Everything is political in this country right now. It is horrible. Do you approve of the way Donald Trump is handling the economy? 89 to 80. Now, the disapproval thing is kind of strange. We haven't had the recession we're supposed to have had. There's massive growth, lowest unemployment on record. Everything is booming. But again, you go back to what most people see on the news. Everywhere they go, through the headlines, it's all negative all the time. So I decided just to look up a little bit more. Here's they were 24% Republican, 31% Democrats, 37% Independents, and then other, kind of going over the questions. How many? Surveyed 1,000 people, 1,120. And then I just went to the Quincy and Quinnipiac, and there's all kinds of information there. And I just read through the site, see where they're going. Charter member of the AAPOR. I don't know what that was, so I went and looked it up. American Association for Public Opinion Research, and I was just scrolling through, looking at them. And I ended up clicking on this iMedia Ethics. It's one of the founding members, and kind of reading through their stories. And they go on and on and on, and I was just reading the stories. Of course, here's Daily Caller corrects Alexander AOC nude selfie headline. So you click on it, and you end up at this. Correction of the story. Here's a photo some people describe as a nude selfie of AOC. Oh my God, let's stop doing this. But then you read into the story. AOC called the Daily Caller, responded on Twitter, writing that it deleted or fixed a headline after editors saw it, and said, "We regret the error as the internet was, our intent was to inform our audience that a fake image was circulating online." AOC responded, "This is not an apology," and claimed, "You've been posting hysteric misreputation articles about me nonstop, many within 24 hours. So, Daily Caller, as soon as our editors noticed the Twitter headline, we rapidly had it deleted and fixed. The story itself is otherwise no different than what Huffington Post and Vice have published." So where's the Huffington Post and Vice correction from iMedia? Oh, there's not one. Great. Politician's heavy metal band does not promote Nazi symbols. Son loses libel suit. Look at these things. This iMedia group, 5 takeaways from Washington Post fact checker. I believe current research shows that somewhere around 60% of America no longer believes anything in the media. We just don't. It's fallen apart. It's not clear whether news media influences public opinion. If you have a person who has the highest growth for the job market, for the economy we've had in forever, and everything still is negative overall, you have a president who hasn't gotten us any new wars, anything like that, and yet it is still considered horrible. So media does influence public opinion. However, that grip is starting to fall. You're starting to see the growth of YouTube, all these other channels, all these other platforms, strictly because people are losing interest in this. False equivalency in this actual poll from the Washington Post. Out there, if you haven't pretty well given up on trying to read one story, you actually have to really start getting out there and reading more. This poll probably underestimates the number of people who support Trump's positions. Here's one of the big problems I have with just about everything going on right now, is I can support position A and not B, and then support position C, all at the same time. I can be, yes, we need to build a wall, we need to tighten immigration. Yes, we probably need to expel we have roughly 10.3 to 11 million illegal aliens in the country. So a lot of those are from Mexico, from South America. A lot of those are from Europe. A lot of those are from Asia. The estimates are we spend around $100 billion a year taking care of those people on welfare programs, such and so forth. If we remove them, then let's just assume that half of them were employed. I'm just random number. Somehow you've created 5 million new jobs for Americans. Not new jobs, but jobs that actually American citizens or legal immigrants can take. So now another big boom in the economy, because that money will now be taxed and sent in. However, if my overall plan on taxation, where you start at no taxes until you break 70,000, then it starts going 3, 5, 7, all the way up to 30% at about $500,000 worth of income. Then, now you have more employed Americans. You'll actually start to see wages rise. You'll actually see rents decrease, because if you remove a large portion of illegals, not real immigrants, just the illegal aliens in the country, you would free up a lot of housing. rent drops, everybody's happy except for, the wealthy or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, so you can support one position without supporting all the positions. I kind of do stuff on Ilhan Omar. Don't like her at all, but some of her positions are really hard to disagree with. When she calls out people, hey, weren't you the one that was supporting the death and murder of children in South America before, and are you now going to do the same kind of illegal action and cause the death of people in Venezuela? Great thing. If you haven't watched my videos, find the ones titled Ilhan Omar, go watch them. Yeah, but I don't overall like her at all. Anyway, doesn't matter. But there you go. If you take a poll and you get enough people to respond, and then if you don't get them to say exactly what you want, you can switch it. And you can make it sound like, hey, people believe this, and then just flip the numbers. Congress, Republicans had 27% approval rating, while 66% say they believed. So Trump is as popular as the congressional Democrats. That's great. So they're just launching more investigations into Trump. So this is going to be a huge waste of time of a year. Hopefully we'll get some stuff done in government. Anyway, thank you for listening. Anytime you see a poll, always click on the links. Go read the poll yourself. Read the methodology. Or come to YouTube and we'll kind of go over it with you. Basically, this poll confirms that Trump isn't super popular. The media is biased, and the people taking the polls generally only try and focus on one side of a story, even when they say they're not. So thank you. Hope you have a great day. And eventually I'm going to do a silly story, but goodbye.